Sorry about that, guys. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just go ahead and I added some more syrup, and basically it's just, let me show you guys what I got. So hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and this, guys, my friends, is another cooking vlog. You already know. So stay tuned for another exciting video of me doing my little 1-2. And right now, what I'm doing is I'm making my own little sauce, or marinade, should I say, to go over my ribs that I'm gonna have. I don't have any barbecue sauce. I'm gonna just straight keep it funky. So since I don't have barbecue sauce, I'm gonna go make my own little sauce because I do that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a little bit of mustard, just some regular table mustard, regular table ketchup, some chicken broth, obviously some salt and pepper. And to that, I'm gonna go ahead and get out my, let's see. I'm also gonna use some table syrup, a little bit of brown sugar for the color, and I'm gonna make a nice little marinade, guys, to go over my ribs. And watch, when I'm done, people won't care about no barbecue sauce because I'm gonna have my own little sauce. Stay tuned. So guys, on the menu we have some, is these country style? No, pork tenderloin boneless spare ribs. We have 2 nice sized packs of those. And each side has about 5. So that should be about 20 ribs, give or take. And we're gonna be having with that some Goya rice box, but I'm gonna use multi. 2 rice primavera with the spring vegetables. I'm gonna use 2 of those, and then I'm gonna use 1 box of the what is that? The pasta, tomatoes, and bell's pepper. I'm gonna use 1 box of those. So I'm gonna start off by making, and this is a nice clean bowl. I'm gonna use it as a mixing bowl to make my little marinade. So I'm gonna use the ketchup first. And I'm gonna just use all of this because I need it. And since I have a big family, 1 is not gonna be, half of that won't be enough, especially when I'm making my own sauce. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that. And you guys can do this at home. It's a simple little sauce. And like I said, I've said it before, but cooking is an experiment. You can always make any kind of experimentation with cooking and make a meal. But when you bake, you have to be precise. And it's not an experiment. It's very numerical. You have to be very on point when it comes to baking. You got to have your numbers right and your measurements right, because if you don't, you have your, whatever you're baking come out wrong. So to that, I'm going to add, since I didn't have a lot of ketchup, I'm going to add some water. I'm going to add, now, I'm going to shake up my mustard. I hate when this top has that. Yeah. And I'm going to go ahead and add some mustard. Now, I'm not going to add too much mustard because mustard is a very pungent, strong condiment, which people also use for marinade, but it also can overpower whatever you're using. So I tend not to use, I might have even put a little more than I wanted to use. When it comes to mustard, I tend to take it a little light with it because it's very pungent and strong to whatever you're using. So now to that, I'm going to add some regular syrup. This is the original. Get that. Add a little bit more because I don't think that was enough. Take the cap off of here. And we're going to add A little bit more syrup for some sweetness. I'm gonna add some vegetable oil. I'm gonna add my chicken broth. And I'm gonna get a nice whisk so I can whisk that up too. Because you wanna mix everything up nice and actually I use my mixing spoon. You wanna mix all the flavors, and I'm also gonna add to that some brown sugar as well, guys. And you say, well, why are you adding brown sugar? Mainly for the color and also for the sweetness and the flavor of it, to give it to give my marinade just like a little extra kick and color with it. And brown sugar also tends to make things a little darker, so I figure I'll add that just for, it should brown my ribs really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give that a little nice little mix. And look at that, guys. I'm just mixing it up, and I'm just mixing it up. Everything that I put together is just basically getting mixed up. And this will be my marinade / sauce for my ribs. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and add some salt and pepper, which in some garlic powder and things like that, just to give it an extra flavor. Not too much pepper, because the last time I used pepper they said it was a little spicy, and I don't want it to burn the kids. So this is just some granulated garlic powder. Use some of that, and that gives it flavor. Now when we do our ribs, when I do my ribs, I also reiterate my seasoning. So right now, but this is for my sauce, so you want to have a nice little, you know, your sauce to have in it. And I just use some regular salt. So I just use, right now I just use salt, I used pepper, and I use some garlic, granulated garlic powder. And right now I'm just like folding all those flavors in together. I'm gonna give it a nice little, wash my hands and give it a little taste. So my hands are clean, so I'm gonna go ahead and just give that a little. So that's actually pretty good, but what I'm gonna do is, because like I said, the mustard is such a pungent, strong condiment, I'm gonna have to even it out. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add syrup. I'm gonna add, excuse me about that, guys. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just go ahead and I added some more syrup, and basically it's just, let me show you guys what I got. So we got, this is what we got so far, is how it looks. So I'll show you from up there, go up a little high. And that's basically the gist of it. If you find that, you know, you feel like you added too much mustard, then you can just go ahead and even it off and reinforce it by adding, you know, maybe a little bit more brown sugar, a little bit more syrup, just to even out the flavor, because you don't want to have such a strong flavor unless you're a person who loves mustard. I'm gonna, you know, I like mustard, but I don't want my ribs to taste fully like mustard.
So what I'm going to do is just back up those flavors by adding in something else to pick up that flavor. So now, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to rinse my hands again. And I'm going to just taste it. I just see my hands are clean, so I'm just taste it. And this is fine to do. I like that. That tastes a lot better. So what I do is I just evened out the flavors by adding in, and I'm going to add a little bit more salt to that. Let me back up some, because I feel like that's a little... Yeah, we'll go like that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a little bit of salt. More salt to that. I'm going to add a little bit more pepper just for flavoring, guys. And that's that. I'm about to start cooking. Brianna put her food. That's recipe smell. She warmed up her thing from last night. And that's that for now, guys. Stay tuned.
Yeah, guys. So we're gonna be having on today's menu. I forgot to say that was on today's episode of My Crazy Big Black Family in the kitchen. I put it down in the kitchen. There's a playlist. Go check it out. Yeah, because that's what I do. I put it down in the kitchen as well as my girls. We be putting it down. So with this cooking vlog on today's episode of My Crazy Big Black Family in the kitchen, I put it down. We're going to be having, like I said, pork tenderloin ribs, boneless, some Goya rice boxed. Let me just show you guys so you guys can know. Some Goya boxed rice, some peas, and as you see, this is in a big full bag. So to back that up, we got a full bag of whole green beans. So we're gonna have mixed vegetables. Oops, I just dropped some of those, so that's gonna lessen that. Oops, bloopers. And we're gonna be having our ribs. And right now I'm soaking my ribs in the sink so they can thaw out, because I have a dinner quota that I meet. I make sure that, you know, when my husband gets off work, dinner's done, and he gets home around, usually like around a little after 3. When my girls get home at like around 2 something, usually dinner's done. I put it in the refrigerator or the oven for them so that they can have it, you know, warm it up. So right now, I'm thawing out my ribs. I'll just give you guys a little looky at that. My ribs right now just thawing out so that I can go ahead and season them really good, rub them up with some nice seasoning, make me a nice little, you know, seasoned rub for my ribs, put them in the oven at probably like about 400, let them bake for like about 45 minutes, about an hour. So I might go down, let's go 375 for about an hour, because I like my ribs nice and, you know, moist to the bite. So yes, guys, that's what we're gonna be having. So we're gonna have ribs, we're gonna have rice, and we're gonna have green peas with whole green beans mixed together as a vegetable, because I always have to throw a little vegetable in my repertoire, because you got to have a little healthy something going in there. So I try to do the little 4 food groups thing. And if I don't get all 4, I at least try to get at least 2 in there, or at least 2, or between 1 and 3 daily. But I try to get at least throw all 4 in there. So as I got my meat, I got my vegetables, I got my rice, and yeah, I think I probably got about all of them. And then I added, you know, some chicken broth and stuff. So, you know, I try to, like I said, stay so that I can try to pull in at least most of the food groups, if not all 4, but at least 1 to 3 of them. So guys, yep, that's what today's vlog is gonna be about. I'm putting it down in the kitchen. Feel me? Stay tuned.
meat have a nice little rub, so you gotta re-add that stuff to the meat. So I'm gonna flip the meat over, and that's what I'm doing now, I'm flipping it. Let's see, I'm just flipping it. Flip. Flipping it. Flipping it. Look at that, guys. Flipping it. Flipping it. Flipping it. And my hands are clean because I just washed them again. I washed them 3 times. So look at that. I'm gonna go ahead and season them again. So on this side, a little bit of salt. Add a little bit of pepper. Isn't that good, huh? I love that one. And there you go, guys. You put the seasoning on. I'm gonna add a little black pepper to the top of this. Then I'm going to put a little bit of water in the bottom of the pan. Just enough to coat the bottom because
I want the ribs to more so steam, not boil. So not too much water, but not a little either. Just enough to coat the bottom.
You know which one I like, Mom?
Huh?
You know which one I like?
Which one?
When that
Look at that,
grandma,
guys.
she's about to pass away, she gives that boy
The little call?
That one was pretty good.
Yeah, I love that one. And look at that, guys. Nice and seasoned. Nice and seasoned.
And like
Look
she
at
was
that.
what, breathing on it and like talking to him?
Yeah. And I'm gonna take a little bit of some brown sugar, guys. And add just a teeny little bit of brown sugar actually to the actual ribs so they can brown really good and also have a nice little flavor too. I'm gonna go ahead and dig in there and just get out some of the squirt on top.
I'm gonna watch that one.
And for those people that don't use brown sugar, give it a shot. Throw a little bit of brown sugar on your ribs for your rub and give it, that way they'll give it a nice little brown and a little bit of flavor at the same time. So now, ready. Let it sit like that for a few minutes. Put my oven on, like I said, 375 for about a good hour, maybe a little bit more than an hour should do it. And that's it for now, guys. Stay tuned. Let's put the water on, guys, for my rice. Add some, where is that? Where is it? Oh, here it goes. Some butter to this water. Give it the rice a nice little flavor. Hey, man. So I added some butter to it. Give it a nice little flavor, guys. And then I'm going to add my rice to it. Once it starts to boil, I'm going to put on my vegetables, get them started, and just basically steam them because I don't want them to cook. I want them to steam. so I don't take out all the nutrients. If you boil your vegetables, you take all the nutrients out. That's why you want to let them just steam for a few minutes, let the color stay bright. That way you keep all the nutrients that you're trying to obtain by not overcooking them and not boiling them. You just want to just steam them and keep the bright, vibrant colors that have all the good stuff inside, guys. So this is a little message for you guys. Comment down below. Guys, for my Goya rice, I'm actually going to add some garlic powder and salt and pepper too, just so that it can add, have some flavor to it. We don't want it to be bland. So we're going to go ahead and add a little bit of garlic powder, a little bit of salt and a little pepper, and we added butter to it to give it a nice extra flavor. So let's see. So garlic powder first. See, guys, look at that. Make the rice, even though it's boxed, still want to add your couple of little ingredients to it. Add some salt, some pepper for the basis and the premise of the water. Let it sit. Then I got my pot. I'm gonna rinse this out for my vegetables, guys. And our meal is fully on. And that was that easy, not long. The meal's gonna cook itself. I don't have to really watch it or anything. When it's just about right, I'll take out the ribs out the oven, put the marinade on it, then let it cook further with the marinade so that it can soak that marinade inside. And then we'll be done. Our rice and our vegetables will be done first. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add those. So this is the peas. Look at that, guys. Full pot of vegetables. I'm going to add just a little bit of vegetable oil to that. A little bit of salt. Also, a little bit of pepper. And you just want to season everything you're cooking just so it can have a little taste. You don't want it to be bland, even if it's a little bit of salt, a little bit of butter, a little bit of pepper, something to give it just a little bit of vibrant taste. And we're going to add some brown sugar to that, to our vegetables. We're going to do something different. I have a little bit of brown sugar to give it a nice little taste and a little bit of brown sugar, brown coloring to those vegetables. You can't go wrong. And to that, we're going to add just enough water to steam it, but not cook or boil it. You can also use beef stock, chicken stock, vegetable stock, whatever you want if you don't want to use just tap water. But since I don't have any more stock, we're going to use some water. And we're going to just, like I said, just enough water. That's probably enough. Yeah, because we don't want to boil it. We just want to steam our vegetables. We want to keep that color to be nice and green the way it is. Just like that. You don't want it to get too much dark because then it loses everything that helps you, you know, stay nutritiously intact. So you don't want to put too much water. So that should be just enough. Go ahead, put that on. And look at that, guys. That easy. You have all your meal on. You have your ribs in the oven. they're cooking. They're gonna cook themselves when it's just about time. Probably about a good 20 minutes, 25 minutes before I take them out of the oven. I'll put the marinade that I made on there. Let that cook for another 25 minutes, and then that will be done. The ribs will be nice and done. And our water's starting to boil for our rice, so I'll go ahead and I'll put that rice on right now. I'll turn on the back eye, and the rice needs to go down a little bit low, just a medium heat. And when you hear that sound, guys, when you turn the stove on, that means that there's gas escaping. So you don't want to let that sound go too much. You want to just turn that off because you got a little bit of gas escaping. I'm going to turn my green beans up and my peas to like a medium. Pop these rice open. This is what I usually do. I usually pop them all open at once. Just a little hack. Because I like to do things easy. I don't got time to be taking all day too. Plus, it gets rid of the trash easy. Gather up all the boxes. Throw them in the trash. Pull my sleeves up. Take them down to the bottom, the rice. Go like this, then rip all three at the same time, just like this, guys. And if you can't do it, go like this, rip it from the side, then, boom, pour them all in. Just that easy, guys. Look, all three. Oop, I had a little spill on my side, but every time I always do that. Put that right in there. Easy peasy. Get rid of the rice. Rice packs, but like it's a little bit, still a little bit in here. Pour that in there. Yeah. Mix it up with my spatula. Nice plastic spatula. Give it a nice little mix. Got my vegetables on. I'm gonna add a little bit more water because they were frozen and they're stuck together. So just a little bit, because like I said, I don't want to boil them and I don't want to take all the nutrients out by boiling. I'll let my rice, and I don't mix my rice. I just like push it to the side because I don't like to do a lot with rice. I just let rice do its own thing. Rice and pasta, you really don't have to do much. It does it by itself. So once I get it started going, I'll put a top on it. That's the most I'm going to do for rice. I'll put a top on it. Let me rinse this top up. And put this top right on there. Let it cook by itself. Just when the water's about to be... once your water recedes on the rice and you see that the water is just... like it's just a little bit of water on the top of the rice. Like see how now you see like there's plenty of water in there. When your rice is, so what I would do now is I'll put the top on it. Look at it, it's plenty of water in it. I'll put the top on it just like it is. When you come back and you check your rice and you notice that the water's just like right, it's mostly receded, but it's just a little bit on top. You put your top on it. And then you just turn your eye off fully, because I've said this before and I'll say this again. If you don't know, pasta and rice doesn't have to be, the fire doesn't have to be on. It will still cook. So if the fire is off on pasta or rice, it will still cook. It will still, blow up like it's supposed to. It will still, expand and do everything. You don't have to have the eyes still on. If you have the eyes still on, you will overcook it, and then it will be too cooked. So you turn it off. If you notice, you turn off the water, the eye with your rice while it's still just a little bit of water on top, and you let it turn it off. Let that top sit, let the rest of the water recede by putting the top on it. Then your rice will fluff up. It fluffs up. Pasta the same way. Once your pasta is where you think it should be, you turn the water off. It's going to still cook. Even if the water is off, it will still cook, because pasta and rice still cooks even if they're turned off. That's the message for my people out there that may or may not know that. But yeah, I had to find that out because I took a nutritious cooking class, so I found that out. But guys, that's it for today's meal, guys. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. Don't forget to subscribe to my Crazy Big Black family on YouTube, guys. Get subscribed and give us a thumbs up on this video if you like this video. And if you do like this video, share this video with your family and friends. Tell somebody all about it. And go check out our cooking playlist, our cooking vlogs. There are many of them to take a look at and choose from, guys. So I hope you enjoyed. And don't forget, thumbs up. Have a nice day, guys. And I will be coming back with a nice thumbnail for you guys, so that you guys, and uploading it to my community post so you guys can see what the outcome of Wednesday's dinner was, guys. I hope you guys enjoy. Bye.